Everyone, my name is Michelle Pistone, and I'm a professor of law at Villanova University outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've been teaching immigration law for more than 25 years, and I'm really excited to share with you my latest research and actually applied research in figuring out how to address access to justice. So, as a law professor, I went into immigration court on a regular basis with my students, and we provided legal representation to asylum seekers, both before the immigration court in removal proceedings and also before USCIS, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. And every time we went to court, one of the biggest things that we'd talk about as a group was how many people were not represented, how lucky our clients were that they had an advocate to be able to help them, and how there were just so many people who were desperately trying to figure out how the system would help them and protect them, and how they would have a voice in the system. So, after seeing that for so many years and realizing that the legal system was just not helping people in the way that it should, was not really providing that access to justice that everyone deserves and that our country is based on, I decided to try to disrupt the system. And so I developed the first ever online educational program offered by a university to train people to become advocates for immigrants without having to go to law school. My program is called VISTA, the Villanova Interdisciplinary Immigration Studies Training for Advocates. And it's a 1 year program that's basically like a mini JD, a mini legal education, but only focused on immigration. And my goal is to expand access to justice by educating people to become immigrant advocates and accredited representatives who are authorized by the Department of Justice to provide legal services to immigrants, as long as they work for nonprofit organizations. So it's an amazing thing to think about the legal profession and how it can really evolve to be able to have people who are paraprofessionals providing legal services so that we don't have to rely only on lawyers to be doing it. There's just not enough lawyers to be able to represent everyone. And most people who need representation really don't have the resources to be able to pay for lawyers. So we're basically creating a new layer in the legal services ecosystem, akin to nurse practitioners, but in the law. Like, it's just so exciting to be able to think about like a new way of addressing this long-standing problem in immigrant access to justice. 70% of immigrants, including children, go to immigration court without an advocate. So what we're trying to do is take advantage of all the people who want to be able to provide services to immigrants, but just don't have the ability to do so because they don't have the education. So we're educating them and we're empowering them to become advocates for immigrants and to put their passion to work for people in their communities. And it's been so exciting because there's a lot of interest among people throughout the country. Retirees, people who are coming back into the workforce, and also people who are just starting their careers and want to do this as a profession. So we have the training in place, and now we're thinking about how do we build an entire ecosystem so that we can support these new paraprofessionals in their new careers, with the goal of potentially thinking about starting a national association to support them. So it's exciting, and I'm working with everyone in Chicago. We have a new program that we launched a few years ago called the Colibri Fellowship, and we have a lot of people in Chicago and in Illinois who are engaged in VISTA and training to become immigrant advocates. So watch this space, because in a few years, it's going to be amazing to see just how many people are working in the field and how we've been able to expand access to justice by training new advocates for immigrant justice. I hope you enjoy this evening, and thank you very much for including me in your event.